Well, it's April, and you know what that means? No playoffs for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's baseball season! Hey everybody, it's Brado on my new baseball show, 3 Up, 3 Down. You may have seen me previously before on my show, The Intermission, where I talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs and the National Hockey League and everything hockey related. But now that the baseball season's in full swing, it's time to talk Blue Jays. Now, unlike The Intermission, where I talk about the Leafs every other game, or, once in a while here and there, depending on how they're doing. With the Blue Jays, their schedule, because they play 162 baseball games in a season, it's a little hard for me to make a video night after night after night after night. So, every Friday, right here on YouTube, hosted by Google, you'll find my show, 3 Up, 3 Down, where I talk about the Jays' recent success, or lack thereof, in the week of baseball that particular week. The Toronto Blue Jays began the 2010 season on the road against the Texas Rangers in a 3-game series, which saw the Blue Jays take 2 out of a possible 3, and have now just recently started a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles, their rivals in the American League East. The Blue Jays actually started on the road for all 6 games to start the regular season, but of course will play their home opener on Monday against the Chicago White Sox, whom they traded Alex Rios last year, so it should be interesting to see what happens there. Markham would get the start for the Blue Jays against the Rangers on Monday, and for the first time someone not named Roy Halladay would actually get the start. As everybody knows, Roy Halladay was traded to the Philadelphia Phillies in this offseason, as the Toronto Blue Jays are trying to rebuild with a young squad with a couple core veterans, but for the most part, it should be some growing pains for the Toronto Blue Jays this year. Making his first appearance since injury, Markham pitched 7 innings with 6 strikeouts and giving up only 3 earned runs for the Toronto Blue Jays. A great outing for a guy who hasn't pitched in quite some time, and of course is going to be heavily relied on this season for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays would end up taking the lead 4-3 in the 8th inning, setting up Downs in the 8th for a 1-2-3 inning, and that also set up then Jason Frazier for the save, but unfortunately Frazier would load the bases, and the Rangers would go on to win the game 5-4. So a couple of negatives with a couple of positives. Obviously, it makes me kind of wonder, with Frazier's ERA so high against the Rangers, why would you put him in the 9th? Why not just keep out Downs, or perhaps use somebody else? But in any event, the Blue Jays would lose the game in the end, unfortunately. Not the start that they were looking for, but again, a lot of positives to take from this game. Adam Lynn and Vernon Wells would do the damage for the Toronto Blue Jays, as Lynn went 3 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs, and Wells batted 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs himself, seeming that his timing was perfect, and it just seems that they were hitting the ball really well. Sad, unfortunately, that they were not able to get the win. Aaron Hill, noted as the comeback kid last year, of course, as everybody knows, in 2008 he had a concussion which made him miss majority of the season, and then had a stellar year last year, and in a lot of ways people were talking and comparing him to a Roberto Alomar. Was only, unfortunately, 1 for 4, but, again, it is the beginning of the season. There are 162 games in a year. Who knows? He is expected to be heavily relied upon, as is Adam Lynn, certainly. When you look up and down this roster, of course, Wells, everyone is talking about how he's an overrated player and perhaps he's not producing as well, but clearly had a really great start in his hometown of Texas. Talbot would get the start on Wednesday against the Rangers, as the Blue Jays end up beating them 6-4. Talbot would pitch 6 innings with 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, giving up 4 hits and 4 runs, but it was Vernon Wells batting 3 for 4 with 2 home runs to lead the charge yet again for the Blue Jays as they get their first win on the season, and quite an impressive win, if I might. One Blue Jay I am actually glad to see start hitting is Vernon Wells. A lot of people have talked about how he struggled over the last couple of years and how he's an overrated player, and while I could argue that maybe you're right, it's possible that, due to surgery or due to problems, he's not been able to hit the ball well. So it's nice to see Vernon getting off to a bang. I'm not saying this is going to continue all season, but hey, we'll take our wins where we can get. The Blue Jays finished up the 3-game series on Thursday against the Rangers, with Ricky Romero getting the start. Romero pitched 7 innings, giving up 5 hits, 1 run, striking out 4 and walking 2, as the Toronto Blue Jays ended up beating the Rangers 3-1. Now here's a Blue Jays team that had been hitting the ball really well throughout the series against the Rangers, but weren't able to develop any runs at all in this game until the 9th inning. Vernon Wells, again, with the hot bat, had another home run, his 4th on the season, as the Toronto Blue Jays were able to score 3 runs in the top of the 9th, and Jason Frazier earning his 2nd save, with Jansen getting the win. his first win on the season. Frazier with his second save of the season, as the Blue Jays would improve to 2-1. Wilson, on the other hand, for the Rangers, pitched very well as well. Pitched 7 innings and gave up 5 hits with 9 strikeouts and 2 walks. Sad to see him not get the decision and not get the win. It was a good pitching duel between the two teams, and it looked like for a long time there that the Rangers were just going to shut down the Blue Jays. But again, the comeback kids, a team that does not quit, and it was nice to see, especially with the young kids, and even stuff, people like Vernon Wells, like a vet, stepping up and getting that home run and producing. So good on the Blue Jays for that. The Blue Jays then opened a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles today. They're American League East rivals, of course, and the Orioles and the Jays are not expected to do very well this season. Like I said, they're not expected to compete for a playoff spot or a wild card spot. Morrow would get the start for the Blue Jays today, pitching 5 innings, giving up 5 earned runs, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts, of course. And the leads kept changing. This game was just, the Jays run the lead, then the Orioles would come back, take the lead, then the Jays came back, and then the Orioles came back. And, of course, finally in the 9th inning, Travis Snider getting a tying double in the top of the 9th, and, of course, able to get over to third with a sacrifice bunt, and then followed by Batista's sacrifice fly deep into the outfield, scoring Travis Snider, who would end up getting the winning run for the Blue Jays, as the Blue Jays hold on and beat the Orioles 7-6, another comeback victory for the Blue Jays. Gonzalez getting his first home run of the year. As everybody knows, he came over from the Boston trade or signing. And of course, Adam Lynn batting 1 for 3. Vernon Wells only 1 for 4 today, no home run. Aaron Hill was taken out of the lineup. I believe a finger injury was an issue. Just as a precaution, they kept him out of the lineup. And again, the Blue Jays 1 through 9, the hitters just seem to be dominating the pitchers. They seem to be knowing where to hit, picking their spots, and just playing really well right now at the right time. So that wraps up our 3 up, 3 down for the Toronto Blue Jays this week, as they wrap up a 2-game series, like I said, with the Baltimore Orioles, and then we'll open against the Chicago White Sox at home for their home opener on Monday at 6 o'clock on Sportsnet. Now, here's a couple of thoughts about the Toronto Blue Jays, in my personal opinion. You may share a different opinion, and if so, you can always write it in the box there, or of course follow me on Twitter and let me know what you think. But I really think that this is a Blue Jays team that is going to surprise a lot of people. Yes, the bullpen is fairly young, and of course, when you look at Markham coming back off of injury, we have no Roy Halladay. You look at some of the team players, Snyder now 22, he's going to get a full season in, he's no longer the rookie anymore. Hill, with the comeback season that he had last year, there's expectation that he's going to put up big numbers. Same with Adam Lynn. You look at the way Vernon Wells is hitting the bat right now, his timing is perfect with the ball. Is that going to continue? Is he going to hit 200 home runs this season? Probably not. Nobody has, but the fact of the matter is that he's hitting the ball well now, and people are saying, well, geez, where was this a couple years ago when we really needed him, that kind of thing. Guys like Gonzalez coming from Boston coming in, who's going to be the closer? So far it seems to be Frazier, with the setup man being Downs. Could that possibly change? We saw that a couple years ago with Downs being the closer after coming in. So far everything just seems to be gelling right now for the Toronto Blue Jays, and the one thing I really admire about them, and they mentioned this in the broadcast, was the ability to not give up. This is a situation like the day before when they were down until the bottom of the ninth, or top of the ninth, when the Jays actually did come back and win the game. So it was nice to see that Cito is enforcing the don't quit, just because we're down by 3, and, let's use our outs, let's use them wisely, and really, they played really well. This is something that the Jays struggled in last year for sure. The Jays really struggled with runners in scoring position. They struggled in late innings when they needed to get runs to win games, especially in the 9th inning. And this is something that you need to do in order to win ball games. If you want to make the playoffs, let alone win the World Series, you need to come through. You need to, when you get to the meat of the order, or even at the bottom of the order, you need guys to hit the ball. You need the guy, to score runners. You need to produce in the 9th inning. This is something that the championship Blue Jays back in 92 and 93 did a lot of, was those bottom of the 9th wins, those top of the 9th wins, scoring key runs at key times, and that's what the Blue Jays are doing right now. Of course, the main question is, are the Blue Jays going to continue this little streak that they're on? And the answer is probably no, based on the fact that they are a young team. They are, a team that is growing and are rebuilding. And when you take a look again, they are in one of the toughest divisions in baseball when you've got the Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees, both playoff teams, both teams that can win the World Series and get into the wild card. Of course, now you got Tampa Bay. They are a competitive team. They proved that not too long ago. The Orioles and the Jays are really going to be battling for that 4th and 5th position. Like I said, though, the Blue Jays may surprise a lot of people. So far, they're surprising me. But what I want you guys to answer, of course, or what you think, what has surprised you most about the Blue Jays so far this season, and what are you looking forward to this season with this new Jays team, perhaps the new GM, Cito's last year as manager? What do you think about the pitching rotation? What would you do to change that? I mean, obviously, there's no Roy Halladay. What about Hill? What about Lynn? Wells hitting the ball well. Do you like it? Maybe no. Do we trade him? Do we buy out his contract at the end of the year if he's not doing really well? Leave us your comments and concerns, and I'll check in with you next week with the 3 Up, 3 Down Blue Jays report.